Welcome to Star Citzen and the guide and overview to the Cargo Refactor, the new soft death feature of 3.18 and the extensive changes to combat and cargo mechanics. Get ready for one of the most comprehensive revisions to combat and cargo mechanics in Star Citzen Alpha 3.18. Because with the introduction of soft death, we're getting a revolutionary adjustment that means you can now raid other players' ships and vehicles and claim their cargo and possessions, or even save your own cargo after crashing or making a pilot error. Ships are therefore no longer directly destroyed completely, but can be deliberately incapacitated. However, a hard death is still possible, in which your ship is destroyed, but also new with 3.18, a not inconsiderable part of your cargo can be looted by other players. In addition, with 3.18 you will no longer be able to use your bat during an active attack or battle to log out, or even use Alt+F4 to escape the battle. This is because your ship and cargo will remain in the game even if you try to leave the game in this way. We'll go over 3 different scenarios in the guide to show you the possibilities and implications so you can focus and prepare for your survival in the 3.18 verse. But first of all, a big thank you to the true ladies and gentlemen who make this video possible with their support as Patreon channel member or Twitch subscriber. Thank you! In the first scenario, we'll look at soft death, the new Cargo Refactor, and the possibilities it offers on cargo stored inside a ship and inside an atmosphere.
August download spaceport, this is the Caterpillar Surprise. We have our launch authorization and are ready for departure. Please acknowledge.
Roger that, Caterpillar Surprise. You are cleared for takeoff. Good luck and a safe journey.
Arcorp mining area 141, this is the Caterpillar Surprise. We are approaching your location and request landing clearance.
Roger that, Surprise. You are cleared to land on Cat 1. Please follow in the landing procedures and touch down safely.
Roger that, 141. And tell Paul that he can start preparing the load. We're already running late. Landing gear down, speed reduced, VTOL engines at maximum. And touchdown.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
With the Cargo Refactor from 3.18, we have the possibility to pick up our cargo at the trade console directly at the cargo grid, whereby many ships would offer considerably more space for loose cargo containers here.
Hey Paul, how are the kids? I hope you finished the load.
However, we cannot buy this additional cargo at the trade terminals outside the cargo capacity. Here we would have to fall back on the cargo hold of a second ship and then pick them up manually, using a tractor beam, and stack them loosely in free areas. However, the Caterpillar is one of the few exceptions here, as it has very limited space for loose containers in addition to the actual cargo space on the cargo grid.
Mining area 141, we're off again and on our way to Microtech. Bye for now.
Cube 141, safe journey and see you soon. Don't catch a cold on this freezing cold chunk of ice.
Mayday, mayday, this is the Caterpillar Surprise. We are under attack by a pirate with a Corsair at 460 degrees, 70 kilometers east of mining area 141. We need immediate help. We are not yet at jump height and are unable to withstand the attackers.
Nice.
We have sustained heavy damage and crash on the surface of Daymar. Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is the Caterpillar Surprise. Mayday, mayday, mayday. We're going down. Prepare for impact. Tell my wife and kids I love them.
As soon as the hit points of our ship are used up, we first suffer a soft death, in which the ship is no longer maneuverable and no longer reacts to any input controls. However, in contrast to a hard death as before, which can still occur in the event of further damage, we do not suffer a fatal explosion and complete destruction of the ship, but can still act with the character. This gives us the opportunity to defend ourselves against possible attackers or to survive and call for help after another crash. However, If we are no longer able to defend ourselves or are unarmed, attackers will have an easy time at our cargo and, of course, our loot. But, especially with large cargo ships, the effort for each individual SCU crate is very high and it has to be recovered and reloaded individually, which takes a lot of time. Here, reinforcements or we ourselves usually have enough time after a respawn to at least disturb the attacker in his work or to get him to abort early. At first glance, the Cargo Refactor offers some new options, especially for pirates, to deprive traders and miners of their hard-earned capital and material. However, this mechanic also offers to recover cargo that was thought to be lost or to show new ways for multi-crew gameplay. In the second scenario, we take a look at ships with outboard cargo like the Miscal A. Here we have an external cargo grid, and we also look at the possibilities in the weightlessness of space. In order to access the individual cargo units of a ship with external cargo, the shields must first be deactivated and the ship put into a soft dead state, after the cargo grid has otherwise reliably protected against foreign access. And especially in the case of smaller cargo ships, as well as strong attackers, there is a need for tact, as too much damage results in a hard death, whereby only parts of the cargo remain and we must answer not only for damage to the ships but also for a possible murder. Therefore, the finger on the trigger must be used with caution. A sure sign of a soft death is a minor explosion, as well as restricted ability to move of the target, up to including a standstill. If, however, there is a fulminant bang, it was too much of a good thing and we come to the hard death, which we will examine in more detail in the third scenario. In space, too, the surviving pilot of course has the opportunity to defend himself once more, which is something we should constantly watch out for, especially when loading his cargo, so as not to be taken by surprise. And here's a tip for attack truckers or miners: don't fly unarmed, take your time and use your good defensive position in your ship, as your attacker will either want to take care of you or will have to live in constant fear while working with the multi-tool. But let's move on to the changes of the hard death. So, you should cause so much damage that your opponent is completely destroyed. So far, all cargo has been destroyed, which is one of the most important changes in 3.18, because even if you completely destroy a ship, parts of the cargo remain and can be looted, and this is not only limited to the cargo, but also to other items or even the crew members. But first, we will show you another important change, the possibility of no longer being able to log out in battle in a bed or even to end the game by pressing Alt+F4 in order to save your own cargo and ship in the process. If you are involved in a battle or are actively attacked, you will no longer be able to log out, even if you are lying in a bed, as the option is deactivated. Furthermore, the function to lie down will be completely deactivated and you can only use your bed as a seat for this period of time. And here, it doesn't matter if you are actively involved in combat or if it's only taking place nearby. The well-known combat logging is thus history. But even a self-inflicted game abort means that your ship with your cargo still remains in place and does not disappear after a very short time, so there is also no option to escape from an attack. We have to deal with it. However, this does not only strengthen genuine and honorable pirates, but unfortunately also encourage jokers and griefers. We therefore very much hope that appropriate mechanics will soon be implemented for this. But back to the hard death, because after we have completely destroyed our target, we find not only the pilot lootable floating in space, but also about a third of his original cargo. This raises the question of whether it is worth destroying a target completely, because a large part of the cargo is lost and the penalty for doing so is even higher than just incapacitating a ship. The Cargo Refactor and the soft death mechanic therefore offer many new possibilities to experience in the verse in a completely new way with Star Citzen Alpha 3.18. Although this is not only good news for peaceful players. In any case, we are once again taking a far-reaching and important step in the right direction, whereby 3.18, as we have presented in many different guides here in the channel, offers far more than just new mechanics and technologies, but also a lot of new playable content. And for questions, comments, or fellow players for the verse, feel free to drop by our Discord or the regular Twitch livestreams. I say goodbye until next time. See you soon and see you in the verse.